Let's talk about something most entrepreneurs experience, but almost no one talks about properly. A slow launch, not a disaster, not a failure, just quiet. Fewer sign-ups than expected, less momentum than you hoped for. That uncomfortable silence where you start wondering what people are thinking. And here's the dangerous part. Most founders respond to a slow launch in a way that quietly damages trust, even if nothing is technically wrong with their offer. They over-explain, they over-post, they rush into discounts, pivots, or fixes that signal panic, and the brand pays for it later. Because in premium markets, how you behave when things are quiet tells prospects more than how you behave when things are loud. A slow launch does not break trust. How you respond to it does. What actually erodes authority is scrambling. When the brand suddenly feels noisy. When the messaging becomes defensive. When confidence drops before clarity has a chance to settle. High-trust brands do something very different. They treat quiet periods as authority-building windows. They slow down publicly and tighten privately. They don't try to prove anything. They refine. This is something we actively coach inside our signature program, because nearly every serious business will experience uneven momentum at some point. The question isn't how to avoid slow periods, it's how to use them correctly. The first step in repairing, and actually strengthening, brand trust after a slow launch is reframing what the audience is seeing. Most people aren't thinking, "This didn't sell." They're thinking, "I'm still deciding." And when a brand suddenly pushes harder, explains more, or changes direction too quickly, it interrupts that decision process. Silence feels composed. Chaos feels risky. So instead of filling the space with noise, premium brands fill it with intentional signals. This is where structure becomes your ally. For some clients, that starts with a controlled environment reset using our website template shop, not to relaunch, but to quietly elevate how the brand is perceived while decisions are still being made. For others, it's a VIP business strategy intensive, where we audit your business not for surface-level fixes, but for misalignment, or create and build your entire course or program or high-ticket offer in one single day. Where do expectations mismatch reality? What confuses instead of clarifies? And most importantly, what doesn't need to be touched at all? Because repairing trust isn't about adding more. It's about removing what weakened certainty. Another critical mistake founders make after a slow launch is assuming visibility is the problem. It usually isn't. More often, the issue is that the offer wasn't fully anchored in authority yet. And authority isn't created by urgency. It's created by coherence. When messaging, structure, pricing, and positioning align, momentum follows. Sometimes quietly, sometimes suddenly, but almost always after refinement. This is why we never treat quiet months as dead months. They are precision months, months where you can strengthen positioning without pressure, clarify language without noise, refine structure without spectacle. When you do this correctly, something interesting happens. The next time you speak, people listen more closely. The next time you open enrollment, hesitation is lower. The brand feels steadier, not louder, and steadiness is deeply attractive. If you've recently experienced a slow launch, this isn't a sign to abandon direction. It's a sign to claim authority instead of chasing reassurance. Whether that means restructuring the offer, refining the environment, or stepping into deeper strategic support through the signature program, the goal is the same: to make the brand feel grounded, intentional, and worth waiting for. Because trust isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in how you hold yourself when no one is watching.